My son Kyler was a talented musician, a writer of novels, a straight-A student, and most of all, he was a deeply compassionate human being. He had great respect for all living things, and he could not understand intolerance, injustice, or prejudice of any kind. On May 18, 2015, my sweet Kyler took his own life. He was the third transgender youth in our San Diego community to do so in the space of just a few months. That day was the darkest I will ever know, and every day I struggle with how to live without my precious child. We make a lot of assumptions when a baby is born about who that child will be, but perhaps the least questioned assumption pertains to the child's gender. We announce the gender, which we assign at birth based on the child's anatomy, with balloons, cards, and baby clothes. And so we assumed Kyler was a girl, and he was raised as such. It was not until he was 12 years old that he came to the realization that his body did not conform to his internal sense of identity. As a family, we educated ourselves about how best to affirm and support our child. It took some time to adjust, but over time we adopted a new name, we adopted new pronouns, we got him a legal name and gender change. We ordered a new birth certificate, with the corrected name and gender assignment. We joined support groups to help us navigate the intricacies of raising a transgender child. We helped Kyler find transgender peers so that he would not feel isolated in his transition. We sought appropriate counseling from a therapist who specializes in gender. We sought the medical treatment that he needed to support his transition. And in short, we did everything we could as a family to affirm and support him. But the support of a family is clearly not enough without the support of the community. Throughout this time of transition, Kyler suffered from major depression. He went to therapy on a regular basis, and he started medication to treat his depression. He did all of the things that he was instructed to do to alleviate the depression. He got regular exercise, ate well, kept a regular sleeping schedule, practiced yoga and meditation. In other words, he worked hard at all the factors that were in his control. But what he could not control was the daily onslaught of discrimination and ostracization he had to endure in the community. This discrimination took many forms. Yes, cruel things were said to him by peers at school, but the vast majority of the discrimination that he endured came from adults who were not intentionally cruel, just uneducated and inflexible. There were teachers who would repeatedly use female pronouns for him in front of his classmates. There were administrators who told him he couldn't use the boys' bathroom. There was a nurse who said, "Oh, I'd call you a he, but you're such a pretty girl," when he was being treated for suicidality. There was a school system incapable of changing his name on the records even after I had gotten him a legal name and gender change. The people who made these errors of ignorance did not realize the extent to which they were destroying Kyler's sense of belonging and self-worth. They did not realize that they made him feel like he did not belong here. They didn't realize the destructive power of their words and their actions. But in the end, Kyler and his family paid the price for their lack of understanding and education. And that's why we as a community have to step up and recognize that for some of our youth, being sensitive and educated about LGBTQ issues can be a matter of life or death. My hope is that we as a community can turn this around. Through education and training, we can make San Diego a positive example of how best to support our LGBTQ youth, how best to not only accept but embrace them. We need to hear their voices and affirm their identities. This goes way beyond anti-bullying campaigns, although that is essential. We need to celebrate the diversity of our children as they come to us. We need to let them know that they belong here just like everyone else. The shocking statistics of suicide and suicide attempts of LGBTQ youth can be turned around. If the community embraces them, they will be much less likely to contemplate suicide. Let's make it our mission to make San Diego a shining example of what a community can be.